kinda adore you, but don't get too proud. You're like my favorite snack, I won't say it out loud. I won't say you're perfect, we all know you're not. But hey, you're the best kind of weird that I got. Your songs are in my head, it's on repeat.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Stickymess17 and it's a new year, new start, new fresh everything. So my goal for this year is to declutter, and we're having a massive overhaul. Now I'm in my office at the moment because I've just been going through some of the paperwork, which is part of my declutter series, and I know I've done like little bits over the last couple of years, but now because it's a fresh start and I want to become less overwhelmed with everything that's going on, and just my headspace needs a massive declutter as well, and the way for me to do it is to get more organized. So what I'm doing at the moment in my office is going through all paperwork that can be shredded. I've already got a full recycling bin full of shredding that I'm going to get rid of. Things like my list that I'm working through has for the paperwork and just general declutter in this area is things like old notebooks. There's 4 of them here that I don't use. I don't even know what's in them. 5 of them actually that are have information in them, so I need to go through those, and this is just little things that you can start with decluttering. I have found paperwork from 2011. The law states we need to hold things for 6 years. I like to hold things for about 10 years. So stuff from 2011 up to 2014 I can shred. Things like insurance documents, no longer valid, get rid of them. So that's what I've been sort of going through today. Also I've gone through my animals paperwork. Anybody who's deceased, I'm holding information from a cat that passed away in 2012, so that's all gone now, and it's just slowly working through my daughter's memory box. I've gone through, ready to package and put away. Just roughly looking in my storage shelves, I've got 2 of these storage file boxes that I do use during the course of the year, but I only use 1. So that is another 2 files that can go away. Now behind me, I'm not going to show you because for my daughter's privacy, I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes of toys and clothes and all sorts of stuff that is going to be donated. Now the other thing I'm seriously looking into this year is I'm not going to be filming in my daughter's room at all. There has been quite a few changes recently, and I don't think it's anybody's business to be in my daughter's room and see what's there. She's also getting older now, so she's entitled to her privacy, and I'm going to respect that. She hasn't asked me not to film in her room, but because I don't put her on the internet and that, and she's getting a bit more older, I think the least I can do is keep her room off the internet. So it's only going to be technically my room in the main areas of the house. But having said that, we have done her room out completely with decluttering and just refreshing it and everything like that. So I'm going to be staying out of my daughter's room. Now the other thing that I'm thinking is, in theory, I would like to go through every cupboard and every drawer and every surface, but I want to start potentially wall by wall and work my way around the house. Obviously if I go on the outside walls, then I'm going to do the perimeter, and then all I've got to do is the inside walls and the beds and stuff like that. So that is my idea for this year's content. It's not all going to be decluttering, but I am going to be doing a humongous declutter this year, just to 1, refresh, 2, clear my mind, 3, become minimalish. I don't want to be minimalistic. My brain couldn't cope with that either, but I do want to be a bit more organized. The less clutter you have in the house, the easier it is to clean and tidy. Have a big go through, and it's mainly sort of toys that don't get used, or clothes that don't fit, and then as we're moving around the house, things that haven't been used for a certain amount of time, I do declutter that. So we've forever got a decluttering box in this office here that we go through, and as we go around, dump them in the box. When the box is full, I take it off to the charity shop. So there is a lot of stuff that we have got together over the Christmas period. But now I'm starting just with my paperwork because I had to change over all the filing, and like I've got envelopes for receipts and things like that. All that had to be changed over for the new year. I know it's not tax year, but I just start them all in January anyway, and then file them accordingly. But that had to be done, so all the filing had to be done and tidied up and put through the computer and all that admin stuff. So I've made a huge dent on that today, but things like this that need to be decluttered, I will be going through, and that is going to be not in this video because, again, paperwork is very private and I don't want to disclose any information that is not necessary. So I am going to go through, I'm going to do like perimeter walls, so walls that are sort of like on the outside of the house, and then work my way in. Whether I do it wall by wall per room, I don't know as yet. There's only one wall in the lounge that needs to, one unit in the lounge that needs to be sorted still, and then that's my daughter's room and the lounge done, and we haven't done that on film because that is for my daughter's privacy and I respect her privacy, and also I don't want her on the internet and she's not going to be on the internet. So we've done that in private, and we have actually had a good time doing it, I'll be honest. Yeah, wow, again, we did it last year and I'm so proud of her. But one thing, decluttering with your children, I have found that I've got sentimental stuff, and if I said to her, should we keep or should we go, then it just shows that it means nothing to her. So why am I keeping it? If something was to happen to me tomorrow, why would I need to leave that thing that was potentially very sentimental to me to her just to get rid of or throw away or sell or whatever? So that's what I'm trying to do now, is save her having to go through anything. Should I go tomorrow? Should I go in 50 years time? Who knows? So, and also if we have to move quickly or we are planning to do something, there's another thing that needs to be disposed of, and that is diaries, old calendars. I tend to use the diary a lot more when we're going away, so I can put booking numbers, references and stuff like that. Any information that I might need for a certain amount of time, like 14 days for argument's sake, goes into the diary so that I've got it there. I prefer a diary rather than just sticking it on my phone, but I seem to be leaning a bit now. So diaries and calendars are another thing to get rid of now. And my calendars have already been shredded. I did that New Year's Day. So pleased to get rid of 2024. Instruction manuals is another thing to go. And most instruction manuals can be found online. Things like children's games and things, I'm thinking along the lines of Lego. I have actually looked up because I was watching another YouTube video about it. Lego, all the Lego manuals you can find on the internet, so get rid of them. You don't need them. Appliances and instruction manuals for like our pool heater and stuff, we don't need to keep that. I will keep that for 12 months, don't get me wrong. But other than that, it's just going to be disposed of, because I don't need that information. Those sort of things you don't, in my opinion, need to shred. Anything with your name, date of birth, insurance number, social security numbers, anything like that, personal information, car registrations, get shredded. If you can burn them, even better. I have got a cross ribbon threader, so like gets the paper really small, probably about half a centimeter squared, so I do get rid of it that way. What else off the top of my head can be discarded of? Christmas clothes that the children have been in over Christmas and you know they're not going to survive until the next Christmas because they're growing too quick. Get rid of those. Those are any Christmas decorations you don't need. Obviously we are in the new year now, so potentially putting your Christmas tree away. I know I did mine weeks ago. Get rid of those so you're not holding on to them for the new year. Any old cards that aren't sentimental or anything like that, get rid of them. If you really like the pattern of them, take a photograph on your phone, stick them in an album, and you can keep them forever, and they're not taking up any space in your home. In my bathroom, I have cleaning products that I have not used, will not use, so I'm also going to be getting rid of those. The other thing that I am also doing during the January 2025, particularly January, is I'm going to do a no buy, low buy month. So I'm not spending any money on anything bar bills and food. The only thing that I've been using that's not sponsored, Nelco label maker, and I've been labeling all the files and things that I am keeping, and I've run out of printer paper, and I have had this for about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years now, and I've just run out of my first roll, so I've just bought 2 more rolls. But I'm not going to be spending money on Amazon or anything for this month. Going out to eat, anything like that is not going to, I'm not spending any money on that, or proper saving, just to rebalance the finances, know exactly where we're standing. I've gone through all my subscriptions. This is another area that you can declutter any subscriptions that you're paying for that you don't use. Go through your bank statements. It was a very tedious task. I took a calendar, a printout, free printout. You can Google it, find a free printout, write out every expense that you have going out for that month over the course of the month, and have a look at when they're coming out, whether you've got enough money to come out for that week, and work week by week rather than over the course of the month. And then you can also see, oh, I've got 4 payments to Apple, for argument's sake. What on earth is this for? I've got a gym subscription that I haven't used for 12 months. What the hell? Where does that come from? I can get rid of that. So decluttering your finances as well is a big it's a big thing to declutter. And then also, you might have seen it all over TikTok, is this no buy January and no spend, low spend 2025. And I'm all for it. So I am doing that as well. And so I'm just going to start fresh, let all the bills go out as they are. But I have gone through and decluttered my bills as well. So to start the year out, I am taking down the curtains and we are going to wash them. They're in the machine right now, and I put the clips on the side of the windows per curtain. So whichever side the hooks come off from that curtain stays on that side of the windowsill, and pray to goodness that my cats do not decide to play with them and throw them on the floor. Now I've got a list here of 15 things that I'm going to be decluttering this year. Now there is an extensive list. I think there's 3 pages I've actually written down. So I'm going to be working through them during the course of the year. Now, the main thing that's not on the list at the moment, on this list, is my loft, and that will be sorted out at some point this year. Now, I want to go through things like plugs. How many plugs have we got in this house? Oh my goodness. We've got random plug fittings, things that we have 2-prong plugs, because in the UK we have a 3-pin plug. We have to use an adapter if we've got a 2-prong plug. So I've got loads of spares of these, and we don't use them that much. The ones I do use are allocated already with a plug. So I'm going to get rid of the additional ones that I don't need. Now, the main focus around all of my decluttering, and potentially this could be the wrong way to look at it, but we have got so much in this house. And I'm sure a lot of homes do, that just sit there just in case. Now, my argument is, will Amazon be there forever? At the moment, potentially yes. I don't know. Anything can happen. We have got everything accessible at our fingertips through Amazon. We've got an Argos down the road. We've got a high street down the road. We've got big shopping centres down the road. So things are accessible. If we don't have something, we can go out and go and get it tomorrow, today, depending. But we could also have it delivered today, tomorrow, next week. So my argument is, why are we holding on to something just in case for it not to be used for the next 3 years? And it's just taking up space, cluttering our lives and cluttering our minds. So the plugs is the one thing that I am getting rid of. I've already got rid of 3 this morning. As I said, I've got boxes in the one room. I've got 5 boxes and a bag, I think, already waiting to go to charity. So we have made huge progress, but I'm not going to be doing anything at the moment until I've cleared those boxes and the shop is open tomorrow. The shed is going to be a big job, and I'm looking at doing it in drier times. At the moment, the weather is all over the place, all over the world. Snow, ice, freezing rain, freezing fog, and I am not doing it at the moment. Tools, another thing, right? So I've moved a few places and I've acquired tools over the years. I have got 3 saws that are exactly the same. What do I need saws for? I think we've probably got about 20 same sized Posy screwdrivers, Phillips screwdrivers, in case you're unaware of that. Crosshead screwdrivers is another name for them. I haven't got any left-handed ones. Good job I'm right-handed. and my glass hammer broke. So we need to do a massive clear out on tools and a reset on that. Now I know I'm doing no buy low buy year, but what I am looking at doing is some of the bigger electronic tools. We're looking at going with something like Ryobi. So we've got one battery, multiple tools, or two batteries, multiple tools, and we can actually declutter a lot of the heavy duty tools. Obviously things like a bigger hardcore job like a heavy duty drill, we need to keep the cord because it's a lot more powerful. So we're going to be looking into that. Now I use my bathroom drill, the cordless drill, a lot in the bathroom, but the Ryobi actually do one that is encased and more water safe. A little bit more expensive, but also comes with a cleaning head brush. So I'm not looking at that at the moment, but I have seen that idea and I'm probably going to look into that a bit more in the new year 2026. Other thing that I'm looking at decluttering is Lego manuals, instruction manuals. I have kept them for years. 99.9% of them, in my opinion, is available online at the touch of a button. I have got a Cat Genie, which we use the manual a lot for, but even that's online. So I don't even bother pulling the manual out anymore. We just look online. And to be fair, we've had that Cat Genie now for 15 years, 20 years, at least 15 years. So we pretty much know what the codes are now anyway. Another thing, oh my goodness, I don't wear makeup and I've got a lot of it. I don't like the feel of it on my skin. I don't like the way it's sort of like cakey. And medications is the next one. We have a lot of medication in this house and we do not tend to have it going off because it is used regularly, sadly. So there's not a lot of medication that does go off, but if you want to dispose of medication or you need to dispose of medication, please do not throw it down the drain. Give it to the pharmacy. Any pet medication, she's asleep. Any pet medication, make sure that you give it to a vet, and in the UK the vets will quite happily take it. I take it to my local one even though my vet isn't local. Floating items. Now, as you can see, I have got a lot of stuff all the way around me. So stuff that doesn't have a home, that doesn't get used, which reminds me I need to put my headphones on charge, doesn't have a home, doesn't get used, it's just lying around. Either it goes in its place, in its home, or it gets donated. Unused tech. I have an iPhone 6 still, not using it. I have donated one of them to a friend of ours whose phone broke and she needed a Tide Me Over, so she's got the phone, she's got the case. The other one is going to I'm going to charge it, make sure it is wiped, and then donate it. Files. I went through a little bit of this yesterday. Filing, you need to get rid of anything that is, in my opinion, anything older than 10 years old that you don't need to keep. Just go through your filing. I do my filing year by year, so it's easier to just go up the loft, get the file from 8 to 10 years ago, come down and shred, burn, whatever, dispose of, recycle. Notebooks. I have notebooks all over the place. One, my daughter likes drawing in notebooks. Two, I use them for little reminders and notes and just a notebook. I have a few of them. I have shredded them. Our recycling went out this morning, so those were all done last night, ready to go. Water bottles. I don't have a lot of water bottles. The water bottles we do use in the house, they do get used. I do have 3 that are not potentially being used at the moment. I will be using the air ups in the summer more. And only thing about the air ups is they leak and I don't fit my car holder. But I have got 2 2-litre ones, I think, that can go. Unused attachments. I have got vacuum attachments coming out of my ears. I currently own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vacuum cleaners, and I think I have an addiction. I have the attachments for all of them, and because I use all the vacuum cleaners but I don't use all the attachments, I am going to declutter on the attachments that I don't use. Winter hats, scarves and gloves. We've got drawers full of hats, scarves and gloves. We only tend to use 2 per person potentially, so the rest of them can go. We seem to have our favorites, the ones we want to keep. The rest of them can go. So it's gloves, hats and scarves, And also any thermal clothing that you might have, that like underwear and stuff that you don't potentially need anymore. I used to stand and do service reliability on the buses. I don't do that anymore. I've changed company, I've changed countries. I've still got it. I don't need it. I'm going to get rid. And lastly on this list is stationery. Stationery being pens, pencils, erasers, or some people call them rubbers, sharpeners, crayons, felter pens, cokies, anything like that. Go through all of them and just get rid. Now, I've done my daughter's, we've gone through hers. Any pencil cases, space cases, pencil bags, any of those that don't get used on a regular basis can be donated, because at the end of the day, somebody who hasn't got it and potentially needs it, has the requirement for it, give it to them for free, because you're just going to chuck it anyway, and rather give it a new home than stick it into landfill. Well, that's it for today. I hope this was a very informative video. I will have basically this year is going to be a decluttering series, because I'm going to do a massive declutter. And hopefully we can work through the house and things together, just get rid. I know this is a very different video from my usual content, but I thought I'd just change it up a bit, and I hope you enjoyed. So with all of that said, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, bye!
I kinda adore you, but don't get too proud. You're like my